Hey, and welcome back to the Ozark Music Shoppe, live from IBMA World of Bluegrass in Raleigh, North Carolina.
That's where we are.
We are right now in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Now.
This year and next year will be the last years we will be in North Carolina. They made a big announcement that...
mainly because of you. They've actually put out a full APB, says, no more Jeremy. We want him out of here.
Because I got banned from Raleigh, the whole IBMA organization decided they're going to move with me. I pulled a Jerry Maguire. Who's coming with me, and IBMA did it. They will be moving with me wherever I choose. No, we're not sure where it's going to be, but we will be here again next year. And this is the last day of us being here at the show. I think there's some more going on tomorrow morning, but we'll be packing up the booth today. But we've got some great acts that we saved for the last day as well. And it's going to be a wonderful afternoon. If you guys haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. We have been just racking up the subscribers this weekend.
Is that true?
I think we got 5. I'm going to say it. If I say it, then it's true. No, but if you guys get a chance, you can use that QR code there, scan that with your phone, and you would subscribe to the channel because we filmed a lot of live episodes this weekend. We're going to mash some of those together and do some highlight reels that will be coming up after the event as well. So you want to make sure you're subscribing to the channel. And we even discovered some new instruments here, which is a great thing.
We got new brands. We got great stuff. We've introduced lots of really cool stuff here at the booth.
Absolutely. The new Gibsons are out. That's been a huge hit here. So yeah, very exciting weekend. And John, what are we doing today?
Well, we got a great show lined up for you guys. Thomas Cassell is going to be here. In case you couldn't tell, he's actually here. That's pretty amazing. And as well as the Hen House Prowlers, and all of that is going to be on this episode of the Ozark Music Shoppe Live. Coming at you next, guys. Yay! Over 30 years ago, we were touring the world, my brothers and my father, and we got to see a little bit of everything.
Then we decided to come off the road and settle down in Springfield, Missouri and open a music retail store.
And ever since then, we've had some of the coolest instruments and even cooler people come through the door.
Now we have cameras that follow us everywhere we go, so you can see exactly what it's like to be at the Ozark Music Shoppe. And we are back. I always wanted to do that. All the TV shows always go, and we're back. No, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, we're glad to have, there's so many new acts and folks. I know Thomas before this, but to me this is cool to see this band and this configuration. It's been cool to have a lot of great ones. And you guys are showcasing, have been official showcasing band all week, right? Yeah, show number 9. Yeah, good for you.
So they're practiced up for this one.
Yeah, this is going to be the best show.
Worked out all the kinks the first day.
It's going to be great. Anyway, we're glad to bring them to you guys right now. Everybody, please make welcome Thomas Cassell, everybody.
To loving you, I can take imagination if it don't come true. Well, I'm finding out that reality might be my last mistake, and really knowing is the one thing I can't take. So give me all your broken promises, all your careless lies, anything but where you've been all those sleepless nights. Tell me that you love me, I don't need the proof. Give me more excuses, anything but the truth. There's no name for my condition, it ain't jealousy or doubt. But what don't make things better, I'd rather do without. I don't want confessions or gold-plated guarantees. Let me go on believing as far as I can't see. promises, all your careless lies, anything but where you've been, all those sleepless nights. Tell me that you love me, I don't need the proof. Give me more excuses, anything but the truth.
Awesome, guys. Thomas Cassell, everybody. We were discussing it ahead of time. I'm going to slide by you on this side over here just because I feel like it. I don't know how you guys feel about all being named Thomas Cassell, but I do think that
It's a coincidence that you all had that name.
Thomas and Thomas and Thomas and Thomas. Yeah. It's good to see y'all. No.
No, this is Thomas.
This is Thomas, yes, absolutely. And you've been doing some cool music for quite some time out on the road. In fact, we had Becky Buller come in, and she was doing some content, shooting some video in the shop, and she kept trying to talk to you on her banana phone. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, I think mine had gone a little brown already.
You wanted to step into the mic a little bit so I can hear you. Yours got brown?
My banana phone had already gone brown, yeah.
That's the thing about that, they have a shelf
I
life.
threw it in the freezer.
What is the network, cell phone network that you use for the banana phone?
Well, do you remember those little bags of runts that you could get?
Yeah. I
You
do
know, the
remember
banana
those,
runts?
yeah.
That's our carrier.
Is that your carrier?
That's our carrier.
Runts is your carrier.
Normally you get like four banana
Yeah,
peels.
I believe that's a Willy Wonka company, and Wonka definitely known for their great cell phone coverage.
That's right.
They had a good TV network, Wonka Vision, so cell phones was the next logical step.
So
Move
tell
on
us,
to
what
something
is
real.
this? What is this configuration all about? Tell us, Thomas. What's happening here?
Sure. So I've been writing and recording music for a while, and I was in a band, Circus Number 9, for a long time, and we've kind of stepped back after COVID, and I had a new record come out last year, and I've really been wanting to get out on the road more and play this music, because in the past I would write and record an album and put it out, and I might play one song or do some things to promote it, but I've never really gone out and played with a band to play these records and these songs I write. And this year I just kind of decided, hey, let's do this. Let's start doing this and see how it goes. And I was able to call these guys some of my best friends and some of my cheapest friends.
Those are always
It
the
often
best.
makes them
when
your
you put
best,
together a
yes.
band.
Yeah, Justin Alexander over here on the banjo from Sweetwater, Tennessee. From Plymouth, Minnesota, Max Etling on the bass. And from Mocksville, North Carolina, Ben Watlington on the guitar.
And, he was given specific instructions not to speak on a microphone, so good job.
Everybody's got to have one of those in the band.
No.
He truly doesn't need a microphone. Though. He's loud.
All right, well, there you go.
So how has been the IBMA this year? You said you've already done 9 showcases. It's kind of getting towards the end of it. Has
That's
it been
right.
a good year for you?
It's been a great year. Yeah, it's been really nice. We've played a lot of different showcases in different rooms and with different folks. We've had some fun guests on some of our shows, and we got one more show tonight after this outside at the street fair at 8 o'clock. So.
Very cool. That'll be great. I am enjoying it a whole bunch. What's coming up? A bunch of shows you're going to be doing?
Yeah, we're just looking to get out on the road as much as possible, and we're mostly playing locally around Tennessee, but hopefully gearing up for some festivals next festival season and getting out on the road.
All right, that'll be great. So look for them out there, everybody. And of course, you guys got social media channels and whatnots. Tell them where they can find you.
Thomas Cassell on Facebook, thomascassell.com. That is Cassell, and it is not pronounced Cassell, it is Cassell. You got it right. You got it
why we
right,
have
but
this
most people don't. That's okay.
Ladies, so yeah, let's get into play one more. Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Cassell, everybody.
Thank you very much. When's he get here? Yeah. Well, speaking of Becky Buller, this is one that Becky and I co-wrote together and put on my album that came out last year, one called Traveling Shoes. Wake up, it's time to put on your traveling shoes. It's another day in the life you choose. Hello walls, another hotel room, another place, another face, another race in your traveling shoes. Well, some days you look at your traveling shoes, can't remember what it is that you need to prove. Still you stand up tall and you pull the laces through. Well, you bought what you saw, now you're caught in your traveling shoes. Moving on and on, 200 days now you've been gone. Driven by the wanderlust, burning up inside of you. Take off your traveling shoes. Think you can let go of the need to move? Will you ever know that the road got the best of you? Do you aim to leave the game and tame those traveling shoes? Days now you've been gone, driven by the wanderlust, burning up inside of you. Wake up, it's time to put on your traveling shoes. It's another day in the life you choose. A hello walls, another hotel room, another place, another face, another race in your traveling shoes. Oh, thank you, folks. Hey, we're gonna do one more now. This is a song that I wrote and recorded with Circus #9 on our last record, and pretty much the only thing we ever had do well in the bluegrass charts. So we're gonna do it for you right now. One called "The Place That I Call Home." I walk the path alone, peace abounds and light surrounds the place that I call home, the place that I call home. Nothing that's more lonesome than a dark and open sky. Nothing else could make you feel that small. When I look for shelter, outrunning my despair, it beckons through the shadow of the wall. It's midnight in the garden, though I walk the path alone. Peace abounds and light surrounds the place that I call home, the place that I call home. Sometimes this life of trouble leaves me restless and afraid. There's nowhere in this world I may belong.
but I can see one glowing just beyond the pathway's end. It's been waiting all the time that I've been gone. It's midnight in the garden, though I walk the path alone. Peace abounds and light surrounds the place that I call home. The place that I call home. The place that I call home.
Oh, I see now.
Another fun one. Thank you, guys. Welcome back to the Ozark Music Shoppe Live. And I want to thank Thomas and the entire group here for being with us here. We're going to be doing another band coming up right after this, so do not go away. But first, we want to always insert ourselves into everybody else's band. It's what we do. Is that how they got the job? All right, there you go. Just insert yourself. No, we're going to do one more tune and stick around because the Hen House Prowlers will be on this exact episode just after this. So tell them what we're doing, Thomas.
Well, I'm from a real small town in Southwest Virginia. A lot of great music's come out of there. Wise County, Virginia, and Dickinson County. All right. And, you know, I grew up, I'm much younger than Ralph Stanley.
Really?
Obviously.
Did not know.
And I grew up, he was already not playing a whole lot, so I never got to see him play or hear him sing. But I saw Ralph Stanley at Applebee's.
Applebee's?
All the time.
All right.
And so we'll send this out to the Applebee's in Norton, Virginia. I never thought I'd need you, but now I find I'm wrong. Come on back, sweet mama, back where you belong. I've gambled over town and found that I can't win. Come on back and pick me up again. Now if I lose, let me lose. I don't care how much I lose. If I lose $100 while I'm trying to win a dime, my baby, she's got money all the time.
none can take your place. Cause when I get into a drag, you just ain't in the race. So now that you're back, dear, let's make another round. With you here by my side, babe, but it just can't go down. Now if I lose, let me lose. I don't care how much I lose. If I lose $100 while I'm trying to win a dime, my baby, she's got money all the time. Now if I lose, let me lose. I don't care how much I lose. If I lose $100 while I'm trying to win a dime, my baby, she's got money all the time. Yeah. Give it up for the Chapmans, folks. Thanks for having us here.
Stick around, there's going to be more Ozark Music Shoppe Live.
appreciate you guys watching that video. It was my favorite one we've made so far. We've done
Welcome back to the Ozark Music Shoppe, live from Raleigh, North Carolina, the world of bluegrass here, IBMA's big event. Are y'all having a good time out there? Absolutely. That's good. We just had that awesome performance by Thomas Cassell, and now we've got another band that we've had a long history with. We've known these guys, at least most of them, some of them. Some of you we just met. It's all right. It's good.
Some of them are just meeting for the first time.
Yeah, some of them are just meeting for the very first time. It's pretty impressive. But yet they sound great. And no, it's great to have so many bands that we have had a history with and some that we haven't. And I think that is the coolest thing about IBMA. There has already been comments about Jeremy's mustache in
also making its first appearance.
Its first
at
IBMA appearance, yeah. Which
appreciate you pointing that out.
Yeah, everybody should vote on whether or not Jeremy should keep the mustache.
Starting to look a little more Groucho Marx these days, so I'm gonna have to turn that up a little bit.
You might want to do something with that. Anyway, it's actually more Wilford Brimley. He's going to discuss diabetes with all of you guys later on. It'll be great. Anyway, so glad you're with us, and cannot wait to hear these guys because I know they've got a really good bunch of songs lined up for you. So
we had a blast with them at Merle Fest this year.
Yeah, we did.
So can't wait for the follow-up.
Yeah, so anyway, please make them welcome. It is the Hen House Prowlers, everybody.
You ready? Yep.
Devil Forest's blood-stained hands served 10 years for the Ku Klux Klan. Sent many to that hanging line, made them die before their time. Yeah, they died before their time. Yeah, they died before their time. Execution in the streets when the Hutu and the Tutsi meet. Weapons falling from the sky, help them die before their time. Yeah, they died before their time. Yeah, they died before their time. When art and music threatened rules, prison camps where once were schools. Pol Pot stacked the skulls so high, millions died before their time. Yeah, they died before their time. Yeah, they died before their time. Charles Taylor had a dirty skill of teaching little kids to kill. Liberia was soon inclined to let them die before their time. Yeah, they died before their time. Yeah, they died before their time. The moral of the story, friend, lust for power has no end. No matter what, where, when, or how, those who lead must take a vow to stand up for all human don't die before our time. So we don't die before our time. We don't die before our time. Before our time. So we don't die before our time. Die before our time. Before our time. Die before our
The Hen House Prowlers, everybody, you guys tricked me there. That was like one of them tricky endings. I didn't know you were about to end. I had to run on stage. You can't do that to a fat guy. You can't make him run up on stage.
We need a few
That's
more
not
of those.
cool.
We need a few more trick endings.
Hey, from now on, will you start letting me know over there that, hey, I'm about to end this song or something? Anyway, no, I'm glad to have you guys on here. I actually, while we were standing there, I had 4 different people go, who are those guys? They sound great. So it's the Hen House Prowlers, just so you guys know. All right.
How many of you guys are seeing the Hen House Prowlers for the first time?
All right.
All right, see, that's what IBMA is all about.
That's right.
Get in front of a new audience.
You guys mostly from the Chicagoland area, right? Is it the base?
Yeah.
Is everybody from Chicago now?
No, Chris on guitar. Chris over here is from Bloomington, Indiana.
Indiana?
Yep.
That's not that far.
No, it's 4 hours.
And everybody else is from Chicago?
Well, we all live there. I mean, John's the only one technically from Chicago.
Oh.
But we all live there, so.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but you have a restaurant called Portillo's, which is, to me, one of the greatest gifts to mankind.
That's the reason he can't run up the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
A Chicago dog.
A Chicago dog, Italian beef, and more
Italian
importantly, they have a chocolate cake shake. If you have not yet done that, you need to. They take an entire chocolate cake
This
slice.
section of the show is brought to you by Portillo's. Portillo's, they deliver.
We're not here to talk about music. We are here to talk about Chicago.
What do you guys order at Portillo's?
2 Chicago dogs and onion rings. Actually.
Yeah, see?
go wrong with
See?
that.
You know, it is actually, it is my favorite thing. There is a history now, especially now, of Chicago music, Greg Cahill and all that in there. And we got to go up there and see the Old Town School of Folk. That was the first time I'd been there, was for the Fretboard Summit. Awesome facility with a lot of really cool stuff going on. But really, I go to Chicago for food. And,
I mean, I learned to play at the Old Town School.
Did you?
You know, Flat and Scruggs recorded some of their most famous recordings up in Chicago. So it's got some legit history to it.
Yeah, and Ben here is actually doing a lot of really cool stuff, actually working inside IBMA, not just for the band, but doing, and they're going to talk about this too, also ambassadorships for Bluegrass all over the world. But I got to work with him this week. He's helping in orchestrating seminars and all that kind of stuff. So congratulations to all of you guys for being such ambassadors. In fact, tell them a little bit about some of the projects that you guys are doing for outside the country as well.
Yeah, so we have a nonprofit organization called Bluegrass Ambassadors, where we do what's called cultural diplomacy work. So we use kind of bluegrass as a foundation to talk about folk music all over the world. Like every culture has their bluegrass, their version of folk music that they celebrate. And we've been lucky enough to travel to something like 28 countries now.
That's incredible.
You know, like I said, we take bluegrass, add it into the local regional music, and it just always works. And it really has allowed us to form bonds with people all over the world, and then come back and build educational programs here in the States that teach kids and adults alike about places that people really only hear about on the news and not actually have personal stories to base off of instead of just the media.
That's really cool. That is actually really, really cool, and I'm glad you guys are doing it, and also bringing a new style of music and an old style of music all at the same time to new people.
One of the cool things you guys talked about up at Merle Fest was using some of their popular music and playing it with your bluegrass instrumentation to kind of bridge that gap and get that foot in there. And I thought that was really cool. I mean, you guys have been able to. It was, I think, an African pop song last time I heard you guys. It was just awesome the way you guys arranged that.
Yeah, and when we do that, you know, if you can imagine if you go to a far-off country, you go somewhere in Africa, somewhere in Asia, and you show up and play bluegrass, and people are hearing it for the first time, they're not going to really feel a connection immediately. You got to hear. We all need to hear music 3 or 4 or 5 times before we fall in love with it. And if we show up and play something they know, and maybe even sing in their language, boom, like all of a sudden we're best friends with everybody in the room.
Well, you guys did it last time at Merle Fest. I got so many phone calls from people in the industry that weren't actually in bluegrass, but from the guitar world or the mandolin world that are like, that band, they did something, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So I'm really proud of you guys for doing it. You guys obviously sound great. Working with Dark Shadows for record stuff. Anything new to talk about?
We just released our new album under our first record label, Dark Shadow Recording, 2-3 weeks ago? 15 days ago.
That is actually in between 2 and 3 weeks.
Yes.
So very good job. I'm proud of you for figuring that out.
So that's called Lead and Iron. Like I said, the first time working with a record label, Stephen Mojan and Jana Mojan of Dark Shadow, and it's been an incredible experience. We're really proud of the album and excited to be playing material from it. That last song actually combines both those worlds. We recorded that with Dark Shadow, and that song was based on our travels around the world. It was about the propensity for dictators to take control of power and end up killing a lot of people for it. Real pleasant bluegrass stuff.
That's great stuff. Good job. Good job.
Just taking those morbid bluegrass songs a little farther.
Yeah.
Putting a political twist on it.
We're going to get them to pick you all a couple more tunes. Ladies and gentlemen, please make them welcome. It is the Hen House Prowlers, everybody.
Waiting on my train to come, I see smoke over the hill. Don't you tell me now, don't you say it, don't you tell me you're gonna leave this town. Oh, 'cause you're wrong about that. You ain't going nowhere with a dime. Man, that's scary. Look upon your face. I'll say it. Enough to want you listen to my plea. I gotta get me over to Chattanooga. There's a guitar picker over there, the leaning in on mine. Yeah, oh, how he tear. Take a little bastard gravy, you're gonna live it out, my baby. I gotta get on this train, so I'm gonna get on this train. Whether you like it or not, told me to stop. We'll see if I care, see you to stay. I'll be gone before you're alone. I'ma do the passenger train boogie. Me, oh, me. Well, I've got passengers that want this train to leave. They don't want to see no one looking like you. Oh, you best change your act and pay in full. Oh, face the fact you ain't getting on this train. Take my nickel, take my dime, but sir, please don't waste no more of my time. Oh, don't wanna see me crash. What do you do to let me on? I'll pay in full and carry on. Oh, when I get back, take a little piece of gravy. I can live without my baby. I gotta get on this train, so I'm gonna get on this train. Whether you like it or not, tell me to stop. I'll see if I can, see you to stay. I'll be gone before you're alone. Up to the passenger train boogie. passenger train boogie.
That's Mr. Chris Dollar on the guitar. So for our final tune here, we're actually going to do one of those songs that we learned from our travels. You know, like I said, we've been to 28 countries. Before we started traveling to, you know, continents like Africa and Asia and the Middle East, we played in Europe a lot, and we started playing songs from Africa and Asia in Europe, and they thought it was cool, but we had people come up to us and say, that's great, why don't you do songs from Europe? And we were like, oh, we probably should do that. So one of the countries we spent probably the most time is the Netherlands. There's a great bluegrass scene there. There's an amazing festival in Rotterdam called the Rotterdam Bluegrass Festival. Both that and the La Roche Bluegrass Festival in France are worth traveling to jam. Like the jam sessions at those festivals are amazing. And so bringing this song to Rotterdam, which everybody in the Netherlands know this song. It's by a guy named Peter Koelewijn, who is the Dutch Elvis. And we learned this song. It's a really goofy tune from the 1960s called Kom van dat dak af. And in Dutch, that means get off the roof. If you've been to the Netherlands, there's lots of tall buildings surrounding canals, and young kids like to hang out on those roofs. And this song is about an old man who's yelling, stop doing that. So we'll leave you with Kom van dat dak af. Thank you all so much. We're the Hen House Prowlers.
Come on, doctor, why should it be? Come on, doctor, why should it be? Come on, doctor, that was the last kid.
Jana Janssen zijn vrouw was in koor en terecht. Bigger bread kan in touw, kram het altijd poldes. Het eten wordt koen, in Jan Janssen wordt heat. En in de straat wordt langs in kriek.
Come on, doctor, why should it be? Doctor, why should it be? Come on, doctor, that was the last kid.
If you got in the gun, Marston Dawson, sick buildings, went to name the nod. We're caught and in the stride.
Come on, doctor, why should it be? Doctor, why should it be? Come on, doctor, that was the last kid.
Bigger blacker in town, kram het hart het bordes. Het eten wordt goed, in Jan Janssen wordt heet. En in de straat wordt langs in kriek.
Come on, doctor, why should it be? Doctor, Washington me. How about that doctor? That was the last kid. How about that doctor? Hey! How about that doctor? 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 That was the last kid.
We're at a growing up as a musical family was always awesome.
We grew up with instruments in the home. We grew up playing with people at festivals and camps and jams.
Dad would go to these old record stores and spend hours going through the different records.
That sense of community that music brings, there's nothing that can replace that group of people. They're like family once you start playing music with them, and it's an amazing thing.
You're making music, making an art form together, collaborating to make something that was bigger than any of us were. The first guitar that I ever got that was all mine, I still have to this day. And I remember when I got it home, it gave me this ability to play things that I had never played before. And I think the best part about now working with other customers is now I get to watch that same thing happen. I get to connect them to an instrument. Then I can be able to send them home with a guitar, a banjo, mandolin, whatever it happens to be that is going to help them make the most of their abilities.
What simply started out as a music store has kind of turned into a support group where we provide that sense of home and community to everyone that comes through the door.
Something we found through being on stage, being the student, and now being the ones teaching and selling the instruments is there's kind of ripple effects that happen. When you send a guitar home with somebody, it's not just for that person, but then that ripples out to their family, and then they find other friends that are playing music, and then that brings together a whole new community where it's just, there's not one thing done in isolation, but it all has these ripple effects that music can continue to spread through these families and the communities. And it's so cool to be one part of that ripple.
Now the greatest feeling is when these people come back after years and they're bringing back their own kids, they're bringing back other family members. And now they're putting together a whole new nucleus of musicians and creating a whole new community. It's like we've gone from where I started and we're getting to see it go even further with more generations, and hopefully that continues throughout the rest of, life. Welcome back to the Ozark Music Shoppe Live. It has been a whole bunch of fun. We had Thomas Cassell on this episode, as well as the Hen House Prowlers.
I couldn't stop singing along with that last
Yeah, that last song was one of my all-time favorites. I had all the lyrics down. It was incredible. And no, there was like a lot of people that did know the lyrics to that song. That was incredible. Anyway, we want to thank all of our sponsors. Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas is our lead sponsor for the entire season of the Ozark Music Shoppe Live, as well as Bourgeois Guitars, Fishman Amplified Products, D'Addario Strings, Atkin Guitars, as well as Thompson Guitars. I always have to read it because I can't remember these days. Bedell Guitars, Boucher, Eastman Mandolins and Guitars, and Peterson Strobo Tuners. All of those
also,
are
Ear Trumpet Labs microphones for setting us up with the mics. And guys, we're getting ready to do at 5 o'clock, we got another live stream. Anybody here at the show, if you haven't already done so, please enter. We're giving away an Eastman MD, what's that? At 5, we're going to be doing the drawing. And it's an Eastman MD 315 mandolin, so make sure you put your name in the dish back there.
Yeah, you got this. We're going to do one more tune for you right here. The fellows let us stand up here and play with them. So what are we doing? Tell them.
Oh, we're doing a Bill Monroe number called Never. But the stars up in the sky remind me of your eyes and the way they used to gaze into mine. Oh, the moon up above brings back a memory of love I thought was the true and so divine. But never again, never no more, never again will I knock upon your door. Never again, but these words I keep saying, I'll find a true love and stay out of your way. Well, we had the greatest start, but deep within your heart, you left me here before I knew the score. You cheated and you lied, I stayed right by your side until one day you simply closed the door. But never again, never no more, never again will I knock upon your door. Never again, but these words I keep saying, I'll find a true love and stay out of your way. But never again, never no more, never again will I knock upon your door. Never again, but these words I keep saying, I'll find a true love and stay out of your way.
The Hen House
Thank you all so
Prowlers.
much. We'll be back with another episode of the Ozark Music Shop Live. See you next time, guys.